Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Kyle Richards has sexuality talk with daughters amid scandal. RHOBH star Kyle Richards is having a sexuality talk with her daughters amid the Morgan Wade scandal. She was accused of having an affair with country singer Morgan Wade. They spent infinite time together, wearing matching jewelry while Morgan donned a K tattoo. So what is Kyle saying over a year after all of the drama emerged? Keep reading for more details. Before season 13 of RHOBH began, Kyle Richards was spotted out with Morgan Wade. She was an up-and-coming country singer that fans were going crazy for. More so, she led a sober lifestyle, plus was dedicated to working out. These were the life changes Kyle had been making as she gave up drinking and was hitting the gym regularly. She had even recruited Morgan's trainer to help her achieve her goals. Therefore, Morgan was a friend who understood and respected Kyle's life changes and allowed her to be herself with no judgment. Though they maintained that they were just close friends, no one really believed this, especially when Kyle and Mauricio Umansky called it quits after nearly 30 years. He was always the one under fire for infidelity, and now it was Kyle's turn. Mauricio never questioned the friendship between the women, but the RHOBH cast did. Now, with season 14 premiering on November 14th, this will undoubtedly come up again. Kyle admitted to being curious, but now she is sharing how she spoke with her 4 daughters about some life changes. According to page 6, Kyle Richards shares she did speak with Alexia, Sophia, Portia, and Farah about her sexuality and the curiosity behind it. It was nerve-wracking, and she was unsure how it would go down. It was the most difficult conversation I've ever had with my children, and I was terrified to have that conversation. I just wanted to be as honest as I possibly could. I really never thought like this before. This is not the way I was raised. That's not the way my mind even operated. Yet her girls are her best friends, so she knew she had to be as transparent as possible. She entered it as best as she could, making it clear that there was no room for shame. I like to lead by example, and I thought, if this is what I'm going through and feeling, I want them to always feel comfortable enough to share with me the hardest conversations and know that they'll be accepted no matter what. Kyle Richards knew she and Mauricio Umansky did a great job as parents by how accepting their girls were when she spoke with them. She feels immense pride in how amazing they are, and it comes to the point where they joke with their mom about the situation. For me, to have their support, regardless of what happens in my life, means the world to me. They just want me to be happy. After we got past that difficult part of the conversation, the jokes that have ensued. This has helped Kyle as she shared that season 14 of RHOBH was incredibly hard, so to be able to lighten the mood had been welcomed. As for Morgan Wade, they are not together as much, which is not entirely true. The duo was just spotted in South Africa together not long ago, though they tried to hide it. However, Kyle has made it seem like Morgan was the one who needed the break. I think she just didn't want any part of anything to do with my role on reality television and all that came with it. Are you happy Kyle is finally being her authentic self? Let us know and watch RHOBH, November 19th on Bravo. Kyle Richards finds herself navigating an emotional new chapter in life as a wave of rumors and public speculation brings unforeseen challenges and poignant moments. Amid her recent marriage struggles with Mauricio Umansky, Kyle is turning to her daughters for grounding. In a deeply personal conversation, Kyle opens up to her daughters about love, identity, and the strength of embracing oneself in the face of judgment. As cameras rolled in their Beverly Hills home, the energy was different. The home was quieter, reflective, as if holding its breath, awaiting the weighty conversations that would unfold. Sitting around the family's lush living room, Kyle, Farah, Alexia, Sophia, and Portia seemed to fall into a shared sense of vulnerability. Kyle's usual spark was softened, and the frank discussion that followed had been on her mind for a while. For years, Kyle had been known as one of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills' most open and vibrant cast members. Her honesty has endeared her to fans, but being candid about her personal life on such a sensitive matter was something new. With whispers surrounding her sexuality swirling in the public, she decided it was time to address the topic directly with her daughters. "All right, girls, I want us to talk about something real," Kyle began, her voice steady, but her eyes betraying a hint of anxiety. "I know you've all been hearing things, and I don't want any of you to feel in the dark. I want you to know the truth from me." Farah, the eldest, nodded knowingly, reaching out to squeeze her mother's hand. She'd seen the toll this gossip had taken on Kyle, and as the oldest sibling, she felt a responsibility to support her mother and lead the way for her younger sisters. "I think as I get older, I'm learning more about myself," Kyle continued, looking around at her daughters. "Sometimes life surprises you. You go through phases and changes that you didn't anticipate. I know there have been stories out there about who I might be or what I might be feeling. I want you to know that whatever I'm exploring or experiencing, it doesn't change the love I have for each of you or for your father. I want you to feel safe and open to talk to me about any of this." The youngest, Portia, who had grown up in the public eye, looked at her mom with wide eyes, visibly grappling with the implications of their conversation. "Mom, does that mean you're, changing who you are?" she asked hesitantly. Kyle smiled softly. "It means I'm learning more about myself," she replied. "Everyone has layers, and sometimes we discover them later in life. What's important is that we stay honest with the people we love and give each other space to grow." Sophia chimed in, "Is it scary, Mom? All this change, especially with everyone watching." Kyle took a deep breath. "Yes, it is. But I want you to know that sometimes the most challenging moments are the ones that teach you the most. And you have to be brave enough to look at those parts of yourself, even if it's uncomfortable. I don't have all the answers right now, and that's okay." Her words hung in the air, each daughter processing them in her own way. For Farah, it felt like a window into a new side of her mother she hadn't seen before. Kyle had always seemed so sure of herself, so strong. Seeing her vulnerable and introspective was a reminder that even the strongest people are always growing and learning. "Mom, it makes sense," Farah finally said, giving her mother a supportive smile. "You've taught us to be authentic, to embrace ourselves fully, and to be compassionate with ourselves. We'll be here for you no matter what." Alexia leaned in, voicing her support as well. "It's brave of you to share this with us. I think people often forget that you're not just a TV personality. You're our mom, and this is about your life, your journey. Whatever you decide or discover, we love you." The conversation moved into questions from the girls, as each sought to understand Kyle's feelings better. They talked about the complexities of relationships, how love evolves over time, and the courage it takes to accept yourself, especially under the scrutiny of millions. Kyle made it clear that she and Mauricio were working through their issues with respect and openness, and that whatever came of it, her love for her family was unwavering. As the evening continued, the room began to fill with laughter and relief. The seriousness of the conversation gave way to a sense of support and bonding, as the Richards daughters reassured their mother of their love and loyalty. At the end of the night, Kyle felt lighter, grateful for the conversation. It had been daunting, yes, but necessary, a reminder that even in the most difficult moments, family has a way of bringing clarity and courage. In the public eye, there would be more questions, more headlines. But within her family, Kyle had something far more valuable: unconditional love, understanding, and the freedom to embrace every part of her evolving self.